I want to talk about the pain of coming out of an emotionally abusive or toxic relationship, the emptiness, and there's a rawness that's deep within the soul that you can't name. And this is part of the original Wounds series. I'm a great Harry Potter fan, so I use the example of The Prisoner of Azkaban, which is the third film, third book. And Sirius Black is laying by the lake, and there's dementors swarming around over him, these big empty creatures. They're just cloaks, there's nothing underneath them. When you look at the hood, there's no face. But they have the power to suck out everything. And I use that analogy because he's lying there on the lake and this little tiny pearl comes out of his open mouth. And to me, that's what it feels like. It's like having everything sucked out of you. There's absolutely nothing left. And I describe it as being a shell of my former self. And looking in the mirror and not recognizing that person staring back at me. And you may wonder why. How did you get to this point? And it's a question that I ask myself so many times. How did I get here? And it's this cycle of abuse that happens. It's the idealisation, the devaluation, and the discard, where you're put on a pedestal, where you're told how amazing you are. And over a period of time, you're tested. The testing happens to see how invested you are in the relationship. They go on to the devaluation. So some of the things that they found were really amazing about you, they then start to turn on you and turn around. And then if you're not quite there, you might find that they say, oh, I was only joking, or oh, you're too sensitive. Your intuition that's kicking in and that's picking things up is being tested. And it's gaslighting, it's this changing your reality and also breaking down your boundaries. It's going on insidiously. It's so low level, you have no idea. And then one day you wake up and it's all over. And this discard has been happening. That's part of the hooking in into this relationship, just to make sure that you are protecting your relationship and you're not protecting yourself. So you might move away from people. You make excuses for them. It might be that they're having a bad day or whatever it is. And you're making excuses and justifying their behaviour. And there's part of you that's actually saying this is wrong. But when they're telling you that you've got it all wrong and it's your reality is wrong, that's the gaslighting. You start to believe them and oh, okay. And this is why there's nothing left of you. This is why, because you've lost that connection between your intuition. It's still there. You just have turned it off because you've been told it was wrong. This is a beautiful gift. And I know it doesn't feel like it. I know it feels like you're empty inside. I know there's absolutely nothing left. You're drained mentally and emotionally and spiritually and possibly even financially. This is your time. This is your time to pick the pieces up. And I remember when I was writing Finding Lily, my book Finding Lily, I came across a quote from Glennon Doyle Melton. And she says, you can be shattered and you decide to put yourself back piece by piece. And then one day you wake up and realise you've put yourself back completely differently. This is the gift. This is the gift of healing that you can now do. And the fact that you've been woken up, the fact that you're searching for answers, you know something is wrong and you know it isn't you. And my first thing I would do is when you find out and you realise, keep whatever it is that makes so much sense. For me, it was a paragraph in a book that I read, and those points where you start to believe it's your fault again, and this is all my fault. And why did I? If only I'd said. If only I hadn't said. Maybe if I'd done. Maybe I hadn't done. When you start to go into that cycle, go and read or get the video. It might be a YouTube clip or something, and pull that back up. And remember that it isn't your fault. You did play a part in it, and it's about taking responsibility for that part because you saw this behaviour and you ignored it. You ignored your intuition telling you to run. So this is your time. This is this beautiful gift. And just remember that you are going to wake up one day, and you might not notice it at first. It might be over a period of time that you're feeling stronger and you're feeling more amazing. They're never going to experience that. They're still going to be empty. But maybe they've got a role. Maybe this is their role, to wander from woman to woman or man to man and show them the wounds they've got, possibly from childhood. I'm a great believer that this all comes from childhood, and a lot of the work that I do with people, we go back and we reclaim. And a lot of the work is now heading towards reparenting on an emotional level. This is your time. Take the time to cry. Don't listen to anybody that tells you you should be over this. And what I'm trying to do is highlight and help people speed up the process, that healing process, because you're going to move on and have an amazing relationship. And you're going to have amazing relationships with family and friends as well. This isn't just romantic relationships. This is going to change. Your boundaries are going to be so much stronger. And you're going to be stepping back into your power, or claiming back the power. You are amazing. And I know you believe this is all your fault, because I've been there and I've said the same things or similar things to you, questioning everything and wondering what I'd done wrong. But you will, I promise you, you'll look in the mirror one day and you will recognise that person. In fact, you might not recognise that person because they're completely different, because you have put yourself back completely differently. This is an amazing journey. Enjoy it. Cry as much as you need to. Heal as much as you can. Collect all those missing pieces. I'm sending you lots and lots of love.